Hello my friends, today we're going to talk about 10 mistakes we often make in the aquarium hobby. Let's see which one I've selected after the very short intro. Well, without wasting any more time, let's take a look at the first one. And the first one is overcrowding the aquarium. Overpopulation in the aquarium can lead to stress and competition for resources among fish, which can result in aggressive behaviors and compromised health. To avoid this mistake, it's important to research the space requirements of each fish species before adding them to the aquarium. Additionally, it's essential to consider the final size that the fish will reach as adult, as many fish are sold young and can grow significantly. Before adding fish to the aquarium, research their space requirements, behavior, and adult size of the fish. Make sure that the size of the tank is suitable for the chosen species when they become adults. For example, theoretically, a discus fish should have about 40 liters each. If you get a 300-liter tank, you shouldn't have more than 6 or 7 discus. Any more than that, and you'll be compromising their well-being, and they could suffer health problems due to stress. And the second mistake is not cycling the aquarium or doing it incorrectly. The process of cycling an aquarium involves the growth of beneficial bacteria colonies that converts ammonia into nitrates and subsequently into nitrates. This is essential for the balance of the aquarium environment. One of the most effective ways to cycle an aquarium is by adding a controlled source of ammonia and monitoring nitrates and nitrates levels through the process. This process can take 4 to 6 weeks, and during this time it's crucial not to add fish to the aquarium. Before adding fish, cycle the aquarium using methods such as ammonia cycling or utilizing filter media from established aquariums. If you know someone who has an aquarium, ask them for the cycled biological filter media, or even ask for the dirty sponge or filter floss when they do the maintenance. I have a video, which I leave up here in the cards and in the description, of 4 methods for cycling the aquarium immediately. Check it out, but after watching this video, okay? During the aquarium cycle, it's normal to observe spikes in ammonia and nitrates. Patience is essential, as waiting for the stabilization of parameters before adding fish is crucial. And the third mistake is you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Come on, it doesn't cost you anything and it means a lot to me. Please subscribe. I let you. Okay, now that you subscribed, let's move on to the third mistake: not carrying out regular partial water changes. Partial water changes are crucial for the health of the fish and the stability of the aquarium environment. It is recommended to carry out a partial water change of 20-30% every 1 to 2 weeks in order to dilute accumulated nitrates and replenish essential minerals. This helps prevent the build-up of toxic waste and maintain water quality. Establish a routine for partial water changes and use a siphon to remove debris from the substrate during changes. For example, I do 20% water change twice a week, once on a Wednesday and once at the weekend. Sometimes when one of the water changes fails, I do a 50% change at the next change, as I'm doing in this video. It may be too much, but I decide to do this way, and as long as it works, I'll keep doing it. Now let's talk about the fourth mistake: overfeeding. Fish should be fed in moderation, avoiding excess food which can pollute the water and harm the fish health. A common mistake is to offer too much food at once. A useful tip is to feed the fish an amount that they can consume in 5 minutes and observe their feeding behaviors to adjust the amount as necessary. Feed the fish small portions, observing the amount they consume in minutes. Look at your fish and imagine the size of their stomachs. There are species for which even 1 grain of pellets is too much. Don't forget that pellets swell when they come into contact with water. Now imagine that grain swelling in your stomach. This is a case of less is more. Before I go to the fifth mistake, I'm asking you, have you subscribed to the channel? Come on! If you're new to the channel, I invite you to take a look at the relevant aquarium content I have to show you in other videos. Don't you think that so much information is worth your like and your subscription? So here's the fifth mistake: not researching the specific needs of each species. Each species of fish has specific requirements in terms of temperature, pH, and water hardness, among other factors. Before adding new fish to the aquarium, it is essential to research their specific needs and ensure that they are compatible with the existing conditions. Ignoring these requirements can lead to health problems and short life expectancy for the fish. Consult reliable books or websites for information on water parameters, compatibility with other species, and the behavior of each fish before adding it to the aquarium. One thing I see a lot is people putting Asian fish with African or even Amazonian fish. They have different needs and shouldn't be mixed, unless, of course, the needs are really the same. For example, clown loaches are Asian but live well in Amazonian environments. But is that ideal? And the sixth mistake is choosing incompatible fish. Choosing incompatible fish can result in competition for resources, chronic stress, and even predation between species. Therefore, it's essential to understand the behavior and needs of each fish species before setting up a community in the aquarium. There are several online tools and guides that can help identify which fish can coexist. When planning the aquarium fauna, consider the behavior, size, and needs of each species, avoiding combinations that may result in conflicts. For example, placing a male betta in a tank with fish that nip fins, such as barbs, will not yield good results, as the betta will be shredded, potentially leading to high levels of stress or even death. My selected seventh error is not monitoring water levels. Investing in a reliable water test kit is crucial for regularly monitoring pH, ammonia, nitrates, and nitrates levels in the aquarium water. Consistent maintenance of these parameters helps prevent health problems in fish and react quickly to any adverse changes in water quality. Perform water tests weekly to monitor the parameters and keep a record to track possible changes over time. When testing the water, If ammonia and nitrates levels are high, corrective measures such as partial water change and filter cleaning need to be taken. We can't know if the water parameters are good just by looking at it. We really have to test it to know the values. How many of us don't see comments on forums and Facebook groups when someone has fish that's in their aquarium and they go to ask for help? When asked about the parameters of the water, they just said it's perfect. Have they actually measured anything? I doubt it. The eighth mistake is not providing adequate filtration. In addition to choosing a filter size for the aquarium, it's important to regularly maintain the equipment. This includes cleaning filter components according to the manufacturer's instructions to avoid the accumulations of debris that negatively impacts water quality. I like to advise choosing a filter with a capacity of 5 to 10 times the volume of the aquarium. For example, in a 100-liter aquarium, you should have a filter that produces a minimum of 500 liters per hour, but ideally, in my opinion, it would be a filter of 1000 liters per hour, as they always work below what manufacturer says, giving us a margin of error. The second to last mistake on the list is not providing hiding places and resting areas. When setting up the aquarium layout, it's essential to include plants, rocks, and logs that provide hiding places and resting areas for the fish. This not only reduces stress but also promotes natural behavior such as seeking shelter, established territories, and searching for spawning sites, depending on the fish species. Add plants, rocks, and logs to the aquarium to create refuges and resting places for the fish. But please, use natural materials. Don't place plastic plants, plastic decoration like boats, or colored pebbles. Not only does it look horrible, but it also does not benefit the fish at all. Territorial fish such as cichlids need refuges areas to establish themselves and feel secure, avoiding aggressive behaviors. And to conclude the list, but in no order or preference or importance, comes the 10th mistake: adding too much fish at once. The environment created in the aquarium is fragile, and by introducing too many fish at the same time, the amount of waste produced is significantly increasing. It is necessary to give time for the aquarium to be able to function optimally with more inhabitants. Adding too many fish at once not only disrupts the chemical balance of the aquarium but also harms the fish health. We must have fish gradually so the bacteria colony can respond to the amount of organic matter produced. For example, if the filter has a bacterial colony capable of responding to spikes of 1 ppm of ammonia, if we introduce a very large amount of fish, that concentration will increase exponentially and the bacterial colony will not respond, leading to a so-called ammonia spike. By avoiding these and other common mistakes, all of us can ensure a healthy and harmonious environment for our fish. Aquariophilia is a fascinating hobby, but it requires care, research, and responsibility to maintain aquatic life safely. I hope this information has been useful, and I invite everyone to share their experience and tips in the comments to further enrich this knowledge. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.